Yesterday, connection establishment program you have seen. Type 4 driver program you have seen. See, connection establishment program you have seen yesterday. Class dot for name. What is a driver? Oracle dot JDBC dot driver dot Oracle driver. Establishing connection con driver manager dot get connection. How many parameters? Three parameter. Which type? String type. String type. Now what is the URL? JDBC colon Oracle colon 10 colon localhost 1521 XC. Username system. Password manager. Now connection interface driver manager class in which package? Java dot SQL package. Okay. Now, will it throw any exception? Will it throw any exception? Here which exception? Here which exception? Are these checked exception? Yes. If I don't handle, what will be happen? What is that? Compile time error. Now, I'll compile. You observe. Java C demo.java. Okay. You are getting 2 errors. Okay. Now, my question is it exception or is it syntax error?
Syntax error.
My question is it exception or syntax error?
Exception error.
How many people answer exception? Just raise your hand. Next. How many people answer syntax error? Now, 1 minute. Online students, how many people answer exception? Okay. Online students, how many people answer syntax error? Okay. See, online also, offline also, majority people give an answer exception. First, what is exception? Exception is a okay. Exception is a compile time error or runtime error. This is compile time error, runtime error. But how you are calling exception? You observe? So majority wrong. What is exception? Exception is a runtime error. But is it runtime error? No. It is compile time error. See, majority wrong answer, no? Exception means runtime error. Exception means runtime error. There are 2 types of exceptions. Checked exception, unchecked exception. Checked exception also runtime error. Unchecked exception also runtime error. Got it? Checked exception is a runtime error. Unchecked exception also runtime error. Exception means runtime error. Any exception, runtime error. Okay. But 2 types of exceptions. Checked exceptions, unchecked exceptions. checked exception must be handled. Checked exception must be handled. If you don't handle, compile time error occurs. That is occurred. Now, here, unreported exception, class not found exception must be caught. It must be caught. Class not found exception. Class not found exception, when it will occur, compile time or runtime? Runtime will occur. What system saying? Class not found exception must be caught error. What system saying? You didn't catch that error. That is saying. You write try catch block, it is saying. It is not a class not found exception. Class not found exception, when it will occur? If class is not there. Class is there or not, and when it will check? Runtime. But it is not a class not found exception error. Class not found exception must be caught error. See, best example to understand. Every statement must be terminated with semicolon. Is it syntax or not? Yes. If you don't write semicolon, what will happen? Compile time error, runtime error. Compile time error. Compile time error, can I call it as syntax error? Yes. Compile time error is a syntax error. Every statement must be terminated with semicolon. If you don't write semicolon, program will not compile. Semicolon expected. One error message comes. Okay? See. Here, you observe. I'll remove semicolon here. Now, file, save. I'll compile. I'll compile. See, semicolon expected. What system saying? Semicolon not given, you write semicolon saying. I written semicolon. Now, that error solved. Okay? Now, will it throw exception? Yes. Which exception? Class not found exception. Is it checked exception or unchecked exception?
Checked.
Checked exception. Is it compulsory to handle?
Yes.
Yes. If you don't handle,
Compilation error.
then try catch block expected. That meaning. Semicolon expected, you got it, no? Try catch block expected. If you don't write semicolon, syntax error. If you don't write try catch, syntax error. Got it? So, this line, you must be handled. If you don't write try catch block, error. That is syntax error. See, if I compile now. Now, here, it is not a class not found exception. Unreported exception, class not found exception must be caught error. It is checked exception. You write try catch block. That is system saying. You didn't write semicolon, write semicolon. System saying like that. If you don't write semicolon, will it compile? No. If you don't write try catch, will it compile? That type error. Got your point? So, it is not a exception. It is syntax error. It is syntax error. There are two types of exceptions. Checked exceptions, unchecked exception. Which type of exceptions are mandatory to handle? Checked exception. If you don't handle, what will happen? Compile time error occurs. That is called syntax error. How to solve this error? Write try catch block. Now, but not only try catch block, you observe. Must be caught or declared to be thrown. Must be caught means try catch. Declared to be thrown means throws. What system saying? Either write try catch or write throws. Then only your program will compile. It is syntactically wrong. Syntax you didn't follow. Every statement must be terminated with semicolon. It is syntax. Every checked exception must be caught or declared to be thrown. That is syntax. Every checked exception must be caught or declared to be thrown. Either write try catch or write throws. Then program will compile. That is system saying. But checked exception is a compile time error, unchecked exception is runtime error is wrong. All exceptions are runtime errors only. Is it clear? See, majority given wrong answer, you observe. That's what, while giving answer, don't depend on majority people answer. If majority people raise your hand means you raise your hand means no use. It is wasted. Okay? Don't depend on majority people answer. Whatever you know that they think and give answer. Okay? Now, every statement must be terminated with semicolon. Is it syntax or not? Yes. Every checked exception must be caught or declared to be thrown. It is also syntax. Now, these two errors are called syntax errors. What system saying unreported exception, class not found exception must be caught or declared to be thrown. Unreported exception, SQL exception must be caught or declared to be thrown. System saying for it is this line also throwing exception, this line also throwing exception, you write try catch block or write throws. System saying either write try catch or write throws, then only your program will compile. Okay? Checked exceptions compulsory we have to handle. That handling only two ways. Either write try catch block or write throws. Any one you can use. If you don't use, syntax error occurs. Okay? So, it is throwing exception. It is throwing exception. But checked exceptions throwing. That's what you have to write. But if all are unchecked exception, better no? If all are unchecked exception, programmer point of view better. System point of view burden. Memory wasted. Suppose here two exceptions occurring. Class not found exception, SQL exception. If you write try catch block, then only memory allocated. Then only it will handle. Suppose if you don't write try catch block, program will not compile. Suppose assume these also unchecked exception. Assume. Then what will happen? In welcome program also class not found exception memory, SQL exception memory allocated. In welcome program connect SQL exception will occur? No. Then memory wasted. No? So if all are unchecked exception, programmer point of view better. But system point of view memory wasted. Performance decreased. Memory wasted. RAM wasted. Performance like a processor wasted. If all are checked exception, programmer point of view burden. Welcome program only you have to start try catch block. Welcome program only you have to write try catch block. Otherwise programs will not compile. If all are checked. All are checked means programmer point of view burden. If all are unchecked means system point of view burden. That is the reason responsibilities divided like a two categories. One category handled by system, one category handled by programmer. Okay? Now, actually this is checked exception or unchecked exception. Who should handle, system or programmer? Suppose you forgot. That's what showing handle. You forgot to handle. System saying handle. So system is remembering. It is checked exception. If you write try catch block, then only I'll provide memory. System saying you write try catch block, then it will provide that error. Is it clear now? Okay. So these two are checked exceptions. You must handle. Suppose try. Here catch. Here class not found exception. Something CE I written. Will it compile now? Will it compile? No. One more error comes. SQL exception must be caught. See. First one I handled. Still one more error is there. Unreported exception, SQL exception must be caught. That one also right. One more catch block. Suppose one more catch. SQL exception. Will it compile? Yes, it will compile. This is two catch blocks I written. Okay, it is successfully compiled. Now, instead of writing like this, can I write like this? Pipe symbol, after that SQL exception. Can I write? Yes, it will handle both the exception. See, it will compile.
बंद कर गाय दरवाजे बंद कर
Like this it will compile. Suppose can I write like this? Possible, no? It will compile. It will handle all the exceptions. Compiled. Now 3 try-catch blocks I given. One way, 2 separate catch blocks I written. One more way, 2 exceptions in single catch block I given. One more way, I written super class for all. In these 3, which one better?
Super class.
Exception better?
Super class exception better.
Here, which is better means, if one only better, why they prepared 3? You are selecting one answer, that's it. In these 3, suppose one only better. Now, why they prepared remaining? That means depends upon situation. Answer is depends upon situation. Suppose you want to write class not found purpose separate message. SQL exception purpose one more separate message. User friendly error message separate you want to write. Then what you have to write? 2 catch blocks you have to write. 2 catch blocks you have to write. Now you want to handle both. One message only you want to write. Pipe symbol separate 2 catch, 1 catch block, 2 pipe symbol you can separate. Like that multiple exception single catch block. That is better. But this is, it is only handling all exceptions. Here memory wasted. Actually should not write this one. This is, if many exceptions are there, suppose 10, 20 exceptions are there. For all exception, one message if you want to write, then you can prefer this. Suppose example, in ATM center, in internet application, one message only comes, temporarily out of service. Problem may be any problem. One message only, temporarily out of service. In that situation, this is better. Any problem, temporarily out of service. Service unavailable. This type, if you want to display. Any exception, one message, temporarily out of service. In that situation, this is. So, depends upon situation, we have to select. Okay? Now, but instead of writing try-catch block, see, you can write throws also, no? Throws. Here, throws. Throws exception, you can write. Program will compile or not? Compiles. See, successfully compiled. Now, in these 2, which is better? Try-catch better or throws better? Depends upon situation only. Here also depends on situation only. See, suppose, now why you are saying throws exception better is 1-line code. I understood. Here only 1-line code. But try-catch means 3-4 lines you have to write. That is your thinking. Suppose, project you are developing. Without try-catch or without throws, can we compile the program?
No.
Can we run the program? That means either this or that required. Now you are developing project. This is better. Project is developed, completed. You are going to submit to client. Then that is better. Then you have to write user-friendly error message. While developing, this is better. Because just you want to handle. You don't want to display user-friendly message. Then this is better. After developing, while submitting to client, that is better. Suppose now only you will write try-catch block, you will write one user-friendly error message. Connection not established, message written. Some problem occurred. One message comes, connection not established. Then what will do? You have to first you have to check no why it is not established. Then will you understand why it is not established? No, because you got a message connection not established. But why it is not established? Either class not found exception or SQL exception. You cannot understand. Class not found exception means the driver not there. SQL exception means there is a problem with database. Then how will understand? That's what, while developing, don't write try-catch, don't write user-friendly. Write try-catch, but don't write user-friendly. While developing. Suppose, while submitting to client, if you don't write user-friendly, then user will face the problem. This message comes, exception in thread main class not found exception. Will you understand? While submitting to client, write user friendly. While developing, don't write user friendly. Okay. Now, but if you write throws, like this also handled. But throws meaning is throws only, no? But how it will handle? Here actually, if you write throws, Java compiler implicitly provides try catch. That means at last again try catch only comes. So actually we have to write try catch block. If you write like this, the meaning is you are informing to compiler, I am not writing try catch block, you write try catch block. Okay. If I assign one work to you, you will assign to one more person, like that. Okay. If I assign one work to you, you will assign to one more person, that type. Okay. What we are informing to compiler, I am not writing try catch block, you write try catch block. Then if you write throws, again it will be thrown, system will provide try catch. That means at last catch block only can handle. That's what catch block is called, exception handler. Throws is not called exception handler. Catch block only called exception handler. Exception coming, but again I am throwing. When who will handle? System will handle. But how will handle? With try catch. Where is try catch? Implicitly comes. Is it clear? Further every day comes try catch block exception. Don't get confused. Okay? Every day further, every day required. See, for first program only try catch is there. Every day comes. Every program it will be there. So, if the system is throwing checked exception, if the method is throwing checked exception, either write try catch or write throws. If you don't write, compile time error. Compile time error. Okay? If you don't write. That's what, either write try catch or write throws. Anyone write. Then only your program will compile. So, if you are writing throws also, system will provide try catch block. You are not going to escape, at last handled. It is throwing only. Exception is not escaped. Exception is there. Suppose I written throws. Now, here on small mistake I'll write. Small mistake I'll write. You observe. Is it escaped?
No.
Exception came, no? Exception came. But how this message came? With a try catch block. But where is try catch block? Implicitly. If you write throws, system will provide try catch. If you write throws, either you write try catch block or system will write try catch block. At last try catch compulsory. Catch block only called exception handler. Okay? Exception occurring. It is not, you cannot escape. It is, see, observe, occurred. You cannot skip. That is throwing. When it will throw, problem occurred, it will throw. Problem is not occurred, not throw. Like that. Okay? So, here, JDBC. Now, you will not get error. It will compile, it will run. Connection established successfully. Message I didn't write. Okay? Like it comes. Like this. So, if you write throws is just alternative. Alternative to try catch. One more way. But what is the benefit with this one is, you are not writing try catch block. System is writing try catch block. You are informing to compiler, I am not writing try catch, you write try catch block. Because I am not writing user friendly. That is the reason I am writing throws. If you want to write user friendly, write try catch block. If you don't want to write user friendly, write throws. Like that you have to select. Okay? Depends upon situation. Depends upon situation. Always situation will dominate. Based on that, you have to select. Okay? See, like that, so many places. Suppose while loop is there, for loop is there, do while is there. Which is better?
While.
Again, depends upon situation. If it is for loop only better, why they prepared while loop, why they prepared do while? Think yourself. 3 loops are there, no? While loop, do while, for loop. When we have to use while loop? Situation. Show me situation. Now while loop, for loop, do while. If you want to print 1 to 10 with for loop also you can print. With while loop also you can print. Do while also you can print. Then when we have to use while, when we have to use do while, when we have to use for. Suppose situations I'll give, you select at least. If you don't know number of iterations, while loop. If you know number of iterations, at least the body should execute once. Like that. These are situations. Suppose you studied in core Java, string tokenizer, iterator, list iterator, comparator, and splitterator. These concepts, so many are there, no? Can you write with for loop? Possible, but best one is while loop. In that situation, it is possible, but best one is while loop. In that situation, that is best. Like that, because we don't know iterations. How many elements are there in collection? We do not know. How many elements are there in array? We do not know. In that situation, while loop better. If you know the number of iterations, suppose you want to print 1 to 100, you know 1 to 100, then for loop better. At least the body should execute once. Do while better. Suppose you are writing menu driven programs. Menu driven program. One list you are displaying again and again repeatedly. In that situation, do while better. Menu driven programs. Depends. These are only logical thinking. If it is one only better, why they'll prepare 3, 4? Like that you have to think. Okay? Definitely advantage will be there, disadvantage will be there. Suppose collections also. How many collections? Hundreds of collections are there. Depends upon situation you have to select. Here also like that only. Okay? Now, is it clear? This is further everyday comes try catch block. These all. Now, connection program completed. Today onwards task. Now, to perform the task, connection. In the program, we didn't use this connection reference yesterday. Today we are going to use. Today we are going to use. See, screen stuck 1, 2 members means that is problem your side also you have to check. Many people you are facing problem means maybe my side. 1, 2 members mean that is problem your side only. Now, Java P, java.sql.connection. See, once if the connection already given steps to develop database application. What is the first step? Loading a JDBC driver, completed. Second one, establishing connection, completed. Next, performing the task. For that, connection methods required. Okay. Eclipse also I'll teach. Don't worry. Eclipse also I'll teach. Okay. What is Eclipse? Why do we need Eclipse? Eclipse shortcut keys, Eclipse everything I'll cover. Don't worry. Advanced Java nodes Eclipse required. Core Java you should not learn with Eclipse. Advanced Java nodes required. Okay. Now, here java.sql.connection. Here methods. Here so many methods are there. You observe. You take any class, any library, so many methods will be there. Like all, it is not possible to learn. Years it will take. Now, because hundreds of packages are there, thousands of classes are there, lakhs of methods are there in Java library. If you learn complete Java library, 25 years it will take. 25 years. That much library is there. Just write this all, I'll explain. Write this one, I'll explain.
मिनी आलती मग मला हात म्हणते ती ए बाय बरीच का ग अहो बाय म्हणजे मिनी का ग रीचं वाणी मला म्हणते ह्या किती ना चेहते आला
Online students, listen the class, write the notes. End of the session, I'll clarify your doubts. Notes also I'll share in Google Classroom. Already shared some PDF files. You can check it out. End of the session, I'll clarify. End of the session, I'll clarify your doubts. Write the notes. Write the listen the class.
10 एकर शेत होतं केळेवाड्याचं मला गोड वांगरातलं किती बी शेत असतं तरी काय नसतंय ते बरं का लय महाग होती ती ही कडू आवडती कशातच नाही गावच्या महाग लागल्या नटत होती तशी ती लय नटत होतं पोरगं 10वी शिकलेलं होतं त्या टायमाला लय कोळशी एवढी उच्ची म्हणलं वा म्हणला
Listen the class. Listen the class. End of the session, I'll clarify your doubts. Because if I open chat box, the chat box visible to offline students, they cannot write notes. The chat box hidden to online students, but visible to offline students.
माझ्या टायमाला नग म्हणून बप्पा बसला होता तेव्हा दिलं ना आता आठवीच्या टायमाला सगळं होई बरं का ताई हा संपली का काय मालिका कृष्णाची आणि काय ती लागली चैनला गाय देते ती आणि तिचा मागं पडली चैनल काय का नाही ती आता मध्ये लावलेलं 5 वर्ष
Exception is compile time error, runtime error.
Compile
Checked exception is unchecked exception is all exceptions are runtime error. Remember, okay? Checked exception compulsory you have to handle. If you don't handle, compile time error occurs. That is called syntax error.
मला टीचर होते बाया कमी जास्त म्हणजे काही नाही वय नाही का पांढरे काकडं
Creates here 3 methods are given. These methods in which interface? Connection interface. Okay. Write these 3 methods.
इथं काय टाइमपास चालू का चुत्या का मी इथं लिहितोय ती ही चालू होती काय चुत्या म्हणून शिकवतात का
Is it over? What is the first method name? Create statement. Second method name? Prepare statement. Third method name? What is that? Prepare call.
prepare call
Okay. Create statement return type is statement. Prepare statement return type.
prepare statement
Prepared statement. Prepare call return type. These are interfaces. Already JDBC API. I given notes. In that statement, create statement, prepared statement, callable statement. These all interfaces. Return type not only primitive data type, reference data type, class also, interface also, enumeration also, everything possible. Okay. Now return type is interface. If we call this method, this statement reference comes. If we call this method, this interface reference comes. If we call this method, this interface reference comes. But are these abstract methods or concrete methods?
abstract method
But abstract methods can we call? No. But here we can call. Reason, these all implemented in JDBC drivers. That is already given notes. Those who don't know, you can write. All JDBC interfaces are implemented in JDBC driver software by driver vendors. All JDBC interfaces are implemented in JDBC driver software by driver vendor. All JDBC interfaces are implemented in JDBC driver software by driver vendor. So these interfaces already implemented in driver software. That is the reason you can access. Otherwise you cannot call abstract methods. Abstract method, if you call, error comes. That is the reason, first of all, we have to load the library, load the driver. Driver loaded means these all concrete. Driver not loaded means abstract. That's what first step, loading a driver. Driver loaded means these all implementations comes. It is there in your driver. Okay. All JDBC interfaces are implemented in JDBC driver software by driver vendor. Driver, whoever developed driver, that company developed that implementation. Done. Okay. Now, yesterday connection establishment completed. With this connection reference, we can call this method, this method, this method. When we have to use this method, if you want this one, this method. But what's the difference between these three? That is required. Write it. Statement interface. Statement interface. Statement interface. Note down. It is used to execute static SQL queries. It is used to execute static SQL queries. Prepared statement interface. It is used to execute dynamic SQL queries. Callable statement interface. It is used to execute PLSQL programs. Statement interface, prepared statement interface, callable statement interface. Statement interface, prepared statement interface, callable statement interface. Say statement interface, it is used to execute static SQL queries. Prepared statement, dynamic SQL queries. Callable statement, PLSQL programs. What's the difference? I'll explain. See, suppose I'll write one SQL query. Insert into student values. I'll write roll number 1, name of the student, marks of the student, like this I'll write. Okay. Here it is SQL query. It is not Java. SQL, structured query language. Insert into, it is table name. Suppose student table. In the table, some values I'm inserting. Roll number, name, marks. like this I'm inserting.
कडून ये ती दोन
Now
दिवस सांभाळायला नाही.
like this if you write,
मोडून तोडून
it is
टाकला.
called static query.
आता बदलायचं म्हणलं तर आणि
Suppose
सांगायचं होतं, दाखवायचं.
values
आणि तर तो
place
एका दिवसात
if you write question marks.
बोरचा बोर्ड
This is called dynamic SQL query. So query with values, static. Query without values, dynamic. Like that, static, dynamic. PLSQL programs, procedures, functions. PLSQL procedures and functions. Like multiple SQL queries can be executed in one side inside the procedure. Like complicated tasks will perform with PLSQL. That type of programs if you want to run, callable statement required. Now, first you have to select which type of task you are doing, static or dynamic or PLSQL. Suppose first static will explain, next dynamic will explain, next PLSQL explain. While developing project, whichever is suitable, that is you select. Now, I'll show you all. Static SQL queries, how to execute, I'll show you. Dynamic SQL queries, how to execute, I'll show you. PLSQL programs, how to execute, I'll show you. Later, depends upon your application requirement, you can choose. Suppose, first static SQL queries I want to execute. Then we require statement. But statement methods also required. Now, java.sql.statement. Here methods are there. Here present 3 methods required, that they'll give.
विमानामध्ये टिपून ठेवायला पैसे कोणाकडे किती ती म्हणते 80,000च्या वर जात असते काय माहिती.
Now write these all. I'll explain. Those who didn't attend Oracle class, parallelly you can attend, otherwise later you can attend. But at last you have to learn one database, compulsory. Compulsory one database knowledge required further. Present you can understand, even if you don't know SQL also you can understand, it is possible. But at last you have to learn. Either learn now itself parallelly, otherwise after advanced Java also you can learn. But at last you have to learn. Alright, is all. Statement interface methods. After statement interface, I'll teach with Eclipse. Every program with Eclipse only further. After statement. This string, nothing but SQL query.
मला वाटतं त्या बाईच्या बायकोची पोरगी उलटी द्यायची जायची बाबा.
Is it over? Here, what is the first method name? Execute.
Execute.
Second method name?
Execute update.
Third method name?
Execute query.
See the return type, execute method return type.
Boolean.
Execute update.
Int.
Execute query.
Result set.
Now, here also depends upon situation. We have to select. How to select? I'll explain. First one, execute method. Note. It is suitable to execute DDL queries. It is suitable to execute DDL queries. See the word suitable I said. Other queries also you can execute, but it is suitable. Why? I'll explain. It is suitable to execute DDL queries. DDL full form?
Data definition language.
Write it. DDL stands for data definition language. Examples: create, alter, drop, dash dash, etc. Execute method. It is suitable to execute DDL queries. DDL stands for data definition language. Examples: create, alter, drop. See the word suitable I said. You can execute any query with any method possible, but it is suitable. How? I'll explain. Next, execute update method. It is suitable to execute DML queries. DML stands for data manipulation language. Examples: insert, update, delete.
Data execute query.
Execute update method. It is suitable to execute DML queries. DML stands for data manipulation language. Examples: insert, update, delete. Execute query method.
It is suitable to
DQL queries. DQL stands for data query language. Here actually select query. Select comes under DML also, but I given separate here. Only select. It is suitable to execute DQL queries. DQL stands for data query language. Is it over?
बापाच्या ह्याच्यावर फोनच लागत नाही का बाप्याचा?
See, after establishing a connection with the connection reference, we can call three methods I given. Create statement, prepare call. Create statement, if you call, statement comes. Prepare statement, if you call, prepared statement comes. Prepare call, if you call, callable statement comes. Based on your task, you have to select whether statement required or prepared statement required or callable statement required. Based on your task, you can select. After selecting, suppose you selected already static SQL queries you want to run. Then statement required. But after that, again methods are there here. Execute, update, execute query. Again based on task. If you want to execute DDL queries, use this. If you want to execute DML queries, use this. If you want to execute select query, DQL, use this. Okay. Now, suppose select query, I'll write. Select a star from student, I'll write. Select star from EMP, I'll write. All records written. But here, what is the return type?
Boolean.
Then what it returns?
True
Records
or
will
false?
not come, no?
No.
True or false only comes. If you write this one,
Int
integer,
value.
then that's what numbers comes. Here, this is result set. All records are stored in result set subclass object. In an object required to store, because thousands of records will be there. That's what you should not run select query with this one, this one only you have to use. But if you write program successfully compiled, you will not get output like that. Okay. So that's what, like that we have to select. Here, suppose table created, created or not, true or false. True means created, false means not created. Now in records updated, how many records updated? 1, 2, 3, 4, like that numbers. Like that we have to select. Suitable. That is the reason suitable word I given. But any query with any method possible to run. But you will not get a proper output, you will not get a required output. That is the problem. That is the reason while running DDL program, use this method. DML program, use this method. But a select also comes under DML, select the purpose separate. Okay. DDL, select this one. DML, select this one. DQL, select this one. Now, what I will do here, I am not one DDL program, one DQL program, one DML program, like that I will teach. You are learning SQL, PLSQL in Oracle class. DDL queries, many possible. DML queries, many possible. Even select a query, 100 types you can write. Only select query, 100 types you can write. But there you learn different types. But any select query, Java program is same. That's what I'll do. One program with a DML, one program with DDL, one program with DML, one program with DQL. Like that I'll teach. Java code is same. For any DDL, one program. 3 programs I'll teach. The 3 programs same. Queries may be different. Okay? But Java code is same. Like that one example I'll teach. Later whatever you're learning in Oracle, those queries you pass here, run. That's it. Okay? Now, first of all, my task is I want to create a table. See. It is Java application. Okay. Here, Oracle database. Oracle database. Okay. Now, this Java application and Oracle database I'll connect with type 4 JDBC driver. After connecting, one query I'll pass. That is SQL request. select create table name something query I'll pass for creating. Then table created here. Suppose example student table. In this table something I'll write here, roll number, name, marks, like this I'll write. Here
ए
fields, roll number, name, marks, like this I'll write. Here this roll number, which data type required, we have to select. That is Oracle data types. Okay, number. Suppose here roll number type required. Number, how many digits required? Suppose 3 digits maximum. Name, this is Oracle data type, varchar 2, 10 characters. Okay, marks, again
Number.
number 3 I'll write. Okay, then query executed, table created, response comes. That response is called SQL response. This is our task. Okay, ready son? Is it over? Say Java application. We are going to write Java program. In that Java program, we'll write SQL query. That query passed to database. Database side executed, you'll get output. So in this program only, Java code will write, SQL code will write. Java code executed in Java runtime environment. SQL code passed to database. Database side under database environment executed. Then table created. Then response comes. If table is not created, exception comes. Like that. That's what every method, SQL exception will be there further. Everywhere SQL exception. Okay. That is problem is database side. Then SQL exception. Okay. Now, this is Java application. Now, we are not using SQL prompt. Okay, we are not using SQL prompt. We are using Java program through Java program. Okay. Now you observe. First, connection establishment is common. No? Now, these two methods are throwing exception, either write try catch block or write throws. Otherwise, program will not compile. Here either e dot get message or e dot print stack trace or e dot toString, some method, something required. That is common code every day. Okay. Now after this, now I want to create a table. For creating table, create query, is it DDL or DML or DQL?
DDL.
DDL or DML or DQL? DDL. Data definition language. For that, execute method required or execute update required or execute query required?
Execute query.
Execute method in which interface? Statement. For getting statement reference, which method you have to call? You have seen just now.
String
create statement method, if you call, statement comes. Create statement method in which interface? Connection interface. Already we have connection. With this connection reference, can I call this method? What is the return type? Then what we have tried, give me answer here. Statement stmt equal to connection dot create statement. Will it take any parameter? No, it doesn't take any parameter. Okay. Now create statement method in which interface? Connection interface. For calling this method, connection reference required. Already we have connection reference. With that I called. What is the return type? That statement reference we got it. That is S also, ST also, STMT also, whatever you want you can write. Okay. After this, with this STMT reference, statement reference, can I call these methods? Yes. Which method you have to call? Execute method. What is the return type?
Boolean.
How to call? Boolean. B equal to stmt dot execute. How many parameter? One parameter. Which type? That's what double quotes. Here SQL query. What we have tried? Create table name. See, just now I given diagram. We are creating one table. Now we are creating this table. See, SQL query I'm writing. Create. We are creating table. Which table? Student table. In that, what we required? Roll number required, name required, marks required. Roll number type, name varchar2 type, marks number type. These all we have tried. Here in the brackets, roll number type, comma, name varchar2 type, marks number type. Okay, like this. You observe, this is not a Java. This is SQL, structured query language. Because database doesn't know Java. Database knows SQL, only SQL, no other language. Database can understand structured query language only. This is structured query language. Okay. Structured query language. Here, create. We are creating table. These are not our words. That is also language. That is also syntax. Okay. I'm not writing my own words. That is SQL language syntax. Those who don't know SQL also either learn parallelly or learn after advanced Java. But at last you have to learn compulsory. Because if you want to develop any project without database, any project will be there. That's what one database knowledge is mandatory. Create. We are creating table. Which table? Student table. Roll number. Number 3. This is Oracle data type. If it is MySQL, it will be different. If it is MS SQL server, it will be different. SQL is same, data types are different. Oracle data types different, MySQL different, SQL server different, like that. It is Oracle data type. Okay, like name varchar to 10, marks varchar number 3, I written. After this, one message I'll write: system.out.println table created successfully, I written. Okay, but writing boolean no use, I'll remove in this program. Table created, if table created, this line executed, table created successfully. If any problem occurred, control jumps to catch block. Okay, that's what writing boolean not required. This is a program, file, save. I'll run. Compilation, execution, table created successfully. But here, this is my Java program I executed. This is my Java program executed. In that Java program, this is SQL. Java runtime environment doesn't know this SQL. What this Java program, Java runtime environment will do, it will send SQL query to database. That query executed here. That is executed, this table created. After creating, message comes. Once if the response is received, this is output printed. Table created successfully. But whether it is created or not, okay, here you are getting created successfully. But whether it is created or not, I want to see. Can we see database?
Yes.
Can you see database?
Open
No,
SQL.
already I taught. Database is front end or back end?
Back end.
Can we see?
No.
No, database we cannot see. But if you want to confirm, what we can do is,
Open
SQL prompt is an SQL prompt. With this, send one query to database. Then response comes. With that, you'll understand whether really created or not. Confirmation purpose, I'll open SQL prompt. Actually, we don't require SQL prompt. We don't require SQL prompt in Java class. Okay? Like a SQL prompt only our Java program now. With SQL prompt also can create table, no? Through Java program we are creating table. That means our Java program equivalent to SQL prompt now. Okay? Now, one SQL prompt I'll open. Just SQL. Now, I'll open. Here. Connect. System. Manager. Okay? Now, here, describe student. It is showing whatever we written. Roll number, number 3. Name, varchar 2. Marks, number 3. So, I described student table. If table is not there, you will get an error. Table does not exist. Suppose, you observe. Describe employee. Object employee does not exist. That means whatever I given here with this SQL query, table created. That table only, roll number, number 3, name, varchar to 10, marks number 3. Okay? Just write this program. Program to create a table. Program to create a table.
होत असते नोकरी येतेच काय बाई मी चुकत ये काय तुझ्या साजऱ्याला म्हणते मला ती तुला तरी असते काय घ्यायचंय ए माकडा बाई ह्याच्या खाली हायला की
Not all. Two minutes sit class कर लो.
बाबा कितीला लागलो होतो आम्ही दिवस मावाचा व्यवस्थित झाले 1 तास 1 तास बर का ती झाला तिथं काहीतरी देवाचे कपडे बदलले त्याचे
So through Java program we created table in Oracle database.
फिरलो
Is it over? You'll see continuation tomorrow. This Sunday you have a class. This Sunday, because 4-5 days holidays will be there. No, 4-5 days holidays will be there. That is the reason Sunday you have a class. Not only my class, all other class also you have. Not only my class, you are attending other class also. No, those class also you have. This Sunday, same timings, same timings, same timings. Because all other class also are there. Online students, just wait 2 minutes. I'll clarify your doubts. Your notes I'll upload in a Google Classroom. MySQL, SQL server, any database, driver, URL, user, password different.
काही होत नाही तर लय चांगलं होईल बाबा दे होतून बाहेर पाणी किती सोड मजी मजी तुला लय कंड आलाय की माझ्याकडची तुला नाही एक बूट उमट कानाखाली वडीन भान गेलेली आहे ती मोबाईल दे त्यांचा त्यांना मला फोन लावायचा आहे बाळाला बघूला फोन लावायचा आहे बाळाचा कडू सुद्धा फुटते सचिन कवट ए खाली चढती ए झापरंगी
मला पण इडी बायको भेटली बघ
तुला शेणायच काय तू जाणून काढ उठ दाख तुझ्या काय कुत्र्याचं उठ जाणून काढ तेवढं